Good evening. Welcome to Robert's Reading Room and Reviews, and Happy New Year's Eve. I'm here to do my best reads of 2018. And last year I had like 11 to like, I think it was either 11 or 12. This year I extended because I really read some great books, and some I wish I still could have put on the list, but I was like, that might be a little bit too much. I just want to say that I'm blessed to still be here, and I look forward to 2019. I hope you guys do also. With no further ado, I just wanted to, spice it up a little bit. Anyway, at number 16 is an entertainer who, for the longest, I hesitated. I was like, I was not going to read his book. He's just doing it for the money. Talk about other celebrities who he slept with, this and that with. And then the movie came. And then I kept hearing a lot of people talking about the movie, talking about the book. And then I was like, Robert, just go to read the book. I got it. I had extra copies. I was going to give some away in my reading group when it come around to anniversary or whatnot. And I was like, let me just go to read it. And believe it or not, it really shocked me how much I enjoy reading this book, to the point I think I read it within 2 or 3 days, and it's like over, I want to say over 300 something pages. So not, and I'm talking about no other than Bobby Brown, Every Little Step. I just want to say that, after reading his book, and before I read his book a couple years ago, Whitney's mom wrote a book about her daughter and her and the family and the situation. And I enjoy reading that too. But after reading this book compared to that book, I enjoyed this one more. This one gave more insight, more details. And I kind of questioned the book that Cissy Houston wrote now. I mean, it's two sides to every story, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of on the Every Little Step. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got me. Number 16, Bobby Brown's Every Little Step for me. Number 15 is a classic. Classic. And this is the first book I read by him alone, because he writes with his wife. They write together. And he also have another series that I've had for several years, and I've got to get around to reading it. And he also have a standalone I have that I have not had a chance. He also have another one that I haven't read and haven't got, but I need to get. And I'm talking about no other than Jaquavius Coleman, The Street Has No Kings. Man, when I tell you this book was from page one, it captivated me and it kept me interested. And it was just action packed. It was not a dull moment in this book. And I just want to say, if you do not have a strong stomach, do not, and I repeat myself, do not read this book, because toward the ending, oh, it was something else. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I just look forward to reading more from him. And then this next book here, I don't have the book because unfortunately it's out of print. But thanks to my literary twin, Diane Member, she actually she actually mailed me the book, and I read it and I mailed it back to her. I was also told that it was supposed to be in print or either in e-book format toward the end of the year, and I still haven't heard anything. But I'm gonna show you this picture on the phone, my phone that I have, and I'm talking about number 13 is number 14. I'm sorry, number 14 is Convicts Candy by Jason Poole. And when I tell you this book was so good, it was about a trainee who was doing stunts and things and got in prison, and it was just, oh, I understand if you have to have an open mind to read convicts candy, because if you don't waste your time. You're not gonna like it. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. You have to have an open mind. This was never a dull moment in this book. You could actually sit and read this book in one setting, probably within an hour. That's how good it was. You could just flip, 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 flip. It just kept me interested in everything. But it's Convict Candy by Jason Poole. And I can't think of the other author's name, but I don't have the book either. So that's at number 14. Yes. And I'm gonna say my 13 is by one of my favorite authors who actually kept me reading. I mean, really, really, really reading. I mean, this time I felt like stop reading because I got bored. But this young lady here, she blew my mind away when I first read one of her books, and I've been reading ever since because I know it's something out there different. And this book right here is a classic too, and she is back. She's never went anywhere. Don't get me wrong, but this book here takes a cake, and I'm talking about no other than T. Styles' War. This was a page turner. I loved it. I need to get the second one. Was just released earlier this month. I do believe it was like the second or third of this month. But this book right here, this with two family at war. When I tell you it's something else, whew, it's something else. And that ended. Oh my God. Please pick up if you have not tried T Styles. This book is awesome. Okay, and up next I have is this author is no longer with us. And I just want to say this book makes the second book I read by him. And I will tell you in a few minutes the first book I read by him. But I'm talking about no other than James Baldwin. If Beale Streets Could Talk. You know this has been made into a motion picture, which Regina King is up for all kinds of awards. A Golden Globe, I know for definitely. And they're saying this is the best film of the year. So you know I really want to see this movie. And it's a real short book. This is the movie version. I don't have the original version, but I'm pretty sure it's not too far off from there. I just learned it is here in Atlanta today, and I look forward to seeing it when I finish this book. But yes, this is If Beale Street Could Talk. 13 on my list. And I just want to say that next on my list is let me get it out. Oops. This lady was on my sister's show, Literary Twin, Diane Members, the Diamond Literary World show, and she was talking about this book. Lo and behold, me and my twin checked out Kindle, and we had got it for free, and it was still free even when she came on the show. And I said, with it being a historical book, I was like, I'm gonna read it during Black History. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm talking about no other than Joan Voss with Black. Sorry about that. It's a love story, and it's historical, and it's a lovely story. That's all I'm gonna say about this one. I thoroughly enjoy reading it. It's a series. It's 3 books in the series. I do think she currently working on the 4th book. And it's like what I love about this series is that you don't have to really read them in order because it's like characters, but they each have their own story. So it's not like, no, you got to read Black before you read Albert or before you read James. You don't have to. I mean, it probably help, but you don't have to because it's like each character have their own story. So you don't have to read them in that order. But that's my number 12. Okay. My number 10 is a new author for me that I read this year. And she's very nice, very humble. Got a chance to speak with her. And I just want to say that I look forward to reading more of her stories because I love this story right here. My literary twin sister was like, when she read it, Diane, she was like, it gave her that Danielle feel, Danielle Steele feel. And I was like, you know what? When you come think of it, it really did. And I'm talking about no other than Anna Black, The Perfect Love Storm. And it deals with four brothers. One is the younger brother is Chase, who is a player, and his brothers are trying to get him to stop, messing around. They made a deal with him that you can't just settle with one woman, and of course, he went along with it, and he fell in love with the lady, and she wasn't even his type. He couldn't sleep with her. I think they bet him like $1 million a piece, so it would have been like $3 million. But this story right here was very good, and it had this drama in his moment, especially toward the end. And the ending was terrific, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you haven't, check out Anna Black, The Perfect Love Storm. My next book at I think I'm at number 10. I lost count, so please forgive me, but I'm just doing my best. This lady was also down the literary world. I love how, she sent me her book. And when I got it, I was like, what is this? The way it looked. And it was in a box. And I was like, it took me a minute to read it because I had other obligations. But when I read it and got into it, I was like, wow. And it's like 3 books in the series. So I read the first 2, and I need to read the last book in the series. I was trying to do that before the end of the year came, but unfortunately, I had other obligations. I was unable to do that. But I'm talking about no other than Cheryl Robinson, X-Ray. See, it was wrapped in this paper here in a box. And when I got finished reading, I just put it back in because I just love the way it looked. Um, this book right here is just fabulous. It deals with Ray and Sarita, who is his girlfriend, and at times she made me mad because she seemed to be so naive and vulnerable. But as you get into the series, everything that looks like that is not like that. It does not seem that way. Terrific book, and she left us with a cliffhanger on in book 2, so that's why I definitely got to get to book 3. Like I said, X-Ray by Cheryl Robinson, terrific book, loved it. My next book, this young lady, this author, I met back in April. I met her on Facebook because she was gonna be at this literary event, and but it wasn't here. And I was like, "Well, when are you coming to Atlanta?" She was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm not coming to Atlanta." She said, I was there twice last year," and I was like, "Where was I at then?" I was like, "Wow." I just want to say that I went to Dallas, Texas to meet her anyway because I just love how she interacted with me through Facebook. And I'll talk about no other than Love Belvin, The Love Lost. This is the first book of a series. It's a 4-book series, Love Improbable Possibility series. And I just want to say this is a great series, and this is where you need to start when you want to read Love Belvin. She has several books. I almost bought her whole catalog. I think I did, except for maybe three books. But yes, check her out. Love Belvin, Love Lost. My next book up is this author here is one of those authors you just don't read one book and wait for the sequel to come or whatnot. I can't do it. When she write a book, I have to wait and see where she going with it because that's how much I love and respect her craft. And I waited for this to see if it was gonna be three books, but I was glad I waited. It's only two books in the series, and I'm talking about no other than Takira Allen, Devout. This book deals with mental illness, something that we have in our community that we are not um, prone to talk about. I would say, if you go see a doctor or something, you see psychiatry help, oh, you weak. That's not the case. I mean, if you have a problem, whether you hurt yourself, you hurt someone else, I feel like you need to go speak with someone. I know I have done it in the past, and if I feel like I need it again, I will go again. And I'm not ashamed to say that either. But I just want to say this is a two-book series developed by Takira Allen. This right here is a nice love story, but it also, like I said, deal with mental illness with both characters. And you don't catch on until later on into the second book what's really going on. At least I didn't. So please check out Takira Allen. Her catalog is on Amazon, and she has several books. So, and I'm waiting for season finale to end so I can get all the books together and read that whole series together. My next book on my best stuff is another book by Love Belvin, Love Delayed. This is the first book of a two-book series. It deals with Zoe and Stenton. Zoe is a young girl who has her head on right. Stenton is an NBA basketball player not looking for love who is drawn to her. He's a few years older than her, and it just take you through their relationship and how they met and things and how they break up and how they couldn't seem to get it together. I'm not gonna say what happened in the whole series because you need to get this book and support Love Belvin, of course. But I'm just gonna say the love scenes in this book, oh, they was very hot. They was very, very, very hot. Believe that when I say it too. Up next, this book here, it made me mad. I just I just couldn't imagine, even in this day, with that Agent Orange up in there, they got up in the office now. He probably would love to see this to happen in real life, but too sad. We've come too far. It's not gonna happen. But this book here was one of the most disturbing books for me. It was make you think what if this was to happen take place. And I just love these two authors here to death. I love their work and everything. And I'm just talking about no other than Brenda Hampton and the Nikki Michelle Promised Land. Please, if you have not got this book, you need to get this book because this is a page turner. I love this book. I really do. Okay. Up next, this book is a book I read with two other of my readers, twin Diane and Mary Davidson. I've had this book for several years. Had a coworker who's no longer here, bless her heart. She's with Kawana, who I used to bring to work and let her read. I brought this book to her. She read it. She was like, Robert, that book is so good. You need to read it. I was like, oh, okay. I just brought it back home and put it on the shelf that I keep that I have not read my books, so I know that I need to read. I just left it there until Takira Allen made that post about if you have not read anything by Ayanna Ellis, you need to read Full Circle. This book is for anybody because everybody pretty much got somebody in their family that's done been through um, physical abuse, going through it, done been through it. Love this book. This book, see how thick it is? This book is so good. I would not lie to you. Full Circle by Ayanna Ellis. And up next, this book here made me cry because I been through, had a family member, more than one, go through what Curtis Black was going through with his sister. And this whole series, I'm gonna miss thoroughly. And I got a chance to meet the author back here in August. And I told her, sometime I got mad. I was like, why don't she stop with this? How many more books she gonna put in? Because it's a 15 book series, and this is the last one. This book 15. And, but I told her, I have much respect for her because at least you would write a standalone book. You just didn't dwell on just a series because you have some authors don't know nothing other than the series. And I'm like, where's the growth? And I'm talking about no other than Better Late Than Never by Kimmy Lawson Robbie. When I said this book was so good, I'm gonna miss the Black family, but this is an excellent book. The first book is Casting the Stones. That's where the first book start off at. Last but not least, these I had two number ones. I'm sorry, I just couldn't, and I'm gonna do both of them, but they both are my number one. I'm just gonna say it now. I'm gonna do this one first. I saw the movie. The movie was good, but the book was excellent. The reason why the movie wasn't excellent as well as the book is because in the book you had two characters, and the two characters wasn't even mentioned in the movie or anything, and I just didn't like that. And I'm talking about no other than The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. When I say this is a page turner, it'll make you mad, you'll laugh, you'll cry. It just give you all kinds of feelings. And I just thoroughly loved it. I loved the movie, but I loved the book more. I felt more from the book, to be honest with you. And this book is for anybody. It's for young teenagers. Like I said, the whole family can read this book. And last but not least, oh my God. This book right here, I love, 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 loved it. When I tell you, it kept me up 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm off the next day. I stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning reading. Wake up in the middle of the night knowing I need to stay up, stay in the bed and sleep because I got to go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning reading this book. Need to take my dog for a walk. Go back there to put on my shoes. The book right there. Pick it up. Start reading. Get lost in it. This young lady right here. Oh my God. Her pen game is better than some of these veterans that really think that they're there. She could teach them a thing or two. And I got a chance to meet her in April at Girl Have You Met in Dallas, Texas also too. And I'm talking about no other than JonBenét Love Allure. When I say this book right here was everything to me, I have not read, except for The Hate You Give, I've read some good great books this year. But this book right here, it just did something to me. I was not expecting this book to be as good as it is. She has another book, 3 a.m. I purchased, but I would not read it till 4 a.m. come out or whatnot. Whenever she bring it out, I'll just get it and read them together because I can't do that to myself because I see a lot of these readers who be just harassing her on social media, and it's not right because we don't know what's going on in her personal life. But I really hope she keep on her craft so she don't lose it, you know. But I can wait for 4 a.m. But I just want to say thank you for watching my channel and for those who subscribe to Robert's Reading Room and Reviews, my YouTube channel here. And I just wish y'all have a great, happy year, new year. I look forward to doing more reviews for 2019. Good night.